Hi guys, today I'm just going to show you how using Photoshop CS5 you can create a quick, easy to use, easy to make YouTube channel icon that actually looks pretty decent. It's not extremely difficult what I'm going to do obviously, so you can probably have CS4 Photoshop and perhaps even CS3. So first thing you have to do is obviously open up, wait for it to load. I've got the 64-bit version, but obviously it works fine on either version. Now the first thing you do, go to File, New, and make sure the width is 300 pixels and the height is 300. I've got the resolution at 72. It doesn't really matter about the resolution as long as it's quite high, as in, you know, at least 10 or something. Make sure the color mode is RGB color 8-bit. I mean, you can go higher, but I mean, it makes your image like 4 or 5 times bigger, and there's not much point. A huge image on a YouTube channel icon. You can have the background color as a color you want, but I just put it as transparent, so you know I can choose the color later on. Press OK. Now that's what you should look like, basically a square with a transparent, or you know, just these pixel, black and white pixels across it. Now the first thing you want to do, remember this is only quite a simple one. The first thing I do, I go on to Edit, Fill, and then either choose a colour, just choose any colour, so like if you want a simple red, just press OK and it does a red, but I want a bit nicer looking than that, so what I do, I go on to Pattern, and then you can choose a pattern from down here. I've pressed that little button there, and all of these ones are the patterns that come with Photoshop CS5. A few of them, like this grunge one, carbon fibre and synth gen, I downloaded from a website called 22 Pixels. I've already put a video up on how to actually get them into Photoshop CS5. It's, you know, very easy. It takes about a minute to do. I like the grunge stripe because they're actually quite cool looking. I think I had on my one I've got at the moment, I think I had the blue one. So I click on it obviously, press OK. Yeah, I did. The next thing you do obviously is add text. So go over to the left hand side of the screen, press T, and make a square. It doesn't have to be huge, in the middle. Obviously choose your fonts. I go with Impact. It's quite simple, easy to read, and it looks kind of cool. Size, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, you want it to be big enough so people can actually see the font. I only have maybe 2 letters, so even though my name on YouTube is Nosh Runner, that's a bit stupid to have a tiny little YouTube channel icon or page. So I'll just have the initials NR. So it's a bit easier to look at. So type in NR or whatever else you want to type in. So if you just want, you know, obviously you can finish there. You can choose the colour by going to the top here and then choosing a colour you want, you know, blue, green, whatever. I'll just choose white, because what I'm going to do, I go over to the layers bit here, right click, have to press it twice, and then go to blending options. And here you can basically edit the text any way you like. So the first thing I usually do, I usually add some kind of gradient to it. So click on the box, gradient overlay, and you can see a bit of a gradient going on there. Obviously you can choose different types of gradient. You can even reverse it, something like that. I probably just like a simplistic one. I'll put the opacity down a bit so it's not, because I want to add something else to it as well. The colour isn't my final one. What I'll do, I go on to pattern overlay. I don't want the same pattern I had before, because you can see it doesn't really look as cool. So I go down, press this tiny little button here, and I'll load another pattern I like, which is carbon fibre. Press OK, and then choose one that you want. It looks kind of crap, but I'll show you what it looks like later on. I like this one here because it's kind of a light colour. Now that looks rubbish, but what you do here, you go onto the scale bit, this tiny little slider, and you slide it all the way to the left, and as you can see, it's getting the resolution is going up and up, and it looks much nicer. So I do it at something like 8%. The gradient, obviously, it's got colours there, but I don't really want those colours, so I'll go onto colour and put that down a bit. I like red because my my favourite colour is red. I just have that. And if you want to see the gradient, because I had a light to dark going on here, and obviously now it's just one big colour, put the opacity down to about 70. You can barely see it, but there's actually a gradient going on there. So if I put it up about here, you can see, look, it's gone from orangey up there to red. So I probably want it a bit higher than that. So I like that because you've got like a two-tone colour thing going on. Press OK. Now obviously this isn't in the middle, so you go to your left-hand side of the screen, press the arrow icon, move tool, and move it to the middle, which is like there. I think that's okay. The only thing I don't like about it is I want to put, it's called an emboss on it, on the actual layer background. So click on layer 1, right click, blending options, bevel and emboss, and you can see a little bevels come up. Now that's roughly the right depth. I'd probably put it slightly higher, about 130, because you can see a bit more, it's a bit more obvious. Everything else is okay. I'll probably put the softening up slightly just because the edges are a bit too hard. And so you can see it's got a bit of a shadow going on here, and it's got bevel at the top here. So press OK. And yeah, that's it. The one that I've got at the moment looks basically the same as this. I've got the colour gradient, a carbon fibre background, and a grunge pattern on the back. So that's a really simple way of making a pretty decent looking YouTube channel icon. Now, if you want to save this, if you press save, just this save one here, it saves it as a Photoshop one. But you don't really want that unless obviously you want to edit it later on, because YouTube channel icons, you can't upload a YouTube channel icon within a PSD format, it won't take it. So if I call it channel icon and click on format, now you can save it as a PNG, but sometimes they get too big and it won't let you upload it. So if you save it as a JPEG, press OK, or save, sorry, and here you can change the size of the file. Now I haven't actually really noticed with the channel icon, it usually actually allows you to have a massive file. So like, that's not even massive, 133 kilobytes, which is fine. But with the, if you want me to, I'll do a YouTube how to get the background that I've done, and it won't let you go over about 320 kilobytes. I know it says max 256, but it's a load of rubbish because I've constantly uploaded like 300 kilobyte wallpapers, and it's let me do that. But with this one, because it's so small, it's only 133, you can probably put it at the max. So you press OK. I've already told you how to actually change the channel icon to the one you want at the moment. So if you go onto my one, channel, you can see here, that's basically what my one looked like. You can't really see the carbon fibre as much, but I think I'll tone it down a bit. But it's not exactly amazing, but it took about 5 minutes to make, and it kind of goes with the aesthetic of the entire channel.